To check out all our products, go to musicnomadcare.com.
Pickup height is a very subjective process. You're basically, the end goal is that you set your pickups so that they have even output between them and they have even string to string balance. Now, from guitar to guitar, the pickups may look different. Maybe one guitar has a pickup that the treble side's a little higher, or the bass side's a little higher, or the neck's high or low. It just depends on the instrument and how your amp sounds. So there's a lot of individual touch as far as pickup heights go. But we have some good guidelines for getting you started to get a good even output, and you can go from there if you need to dial it in even further. So on a set of humbuckers, like on this Gibson here, a good starting point is a 1/16 of an inch away from the strings on the bridge pickup and 3/32 away from the strings on the neck pickup. Now the way to measure that is with your string action gauge. You have a little ruler on the corner. One side is in inches and one side is in millimeters. We're going to use the inch side. And what we'll do is we're going to measure the pickup pull piece distance from the string. And we're going to set the bridge pickup at 1/16 and we're going to set the neck pickup at 3/32. I'll put the guitar in the playing position so that I can see it a little bit better. And I'm going to push down the outer E strings at the last fret. So then I will take my ruler, put it right on the pull piece. This pickup measures about 5/32 from the string, so I'm too low. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this pickup up a little bit to get it 1/16 of an inch away from the strings. Get my Phillips screwdriver. One thing to be extremely careful of, some Gibsons and some pickup makers provide screws that are flat bladed, so they don't have a Phillips head, they have the slot head. You have to be really careful when you're adjusting your pickups to keep that screwdriver tip solidly seated in that screw. It's really easy to jump out and hit the top of the guitar, which you would just be sad. So if you're using a flat blade screw and flat blade screwdriver, just be really careful that you keep that seated in the screw. Phillips doesn't jump out like that, so you can actually just turn it with one hand. But I'm going to go ahead and turn this and bring up this pickup until I get it a little closer, and then I'll measure again. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and measure, and now I'm sitting at about just a tiny bit over a 1/16. So I'm going to raise it up just a bit more. So that's right at a 1/16 on the bass side, a little low on the treble side. Let's bring that up just a bit more. The way the screw adjustment works on these humbuckers is the screw goes through the pickup ring and then into the pickup base. So as you tighten the screw, it lifts the pickup, and as you loosen the screw, it lowers the pickup. That's the same way with a Stratocaster or anything that has pickups that hang from a pickup ring or from a pick guard. Another way of mounting them is a body mount, where the pickup screws go through the pickup into the body, and then you would tighten the screw to lower the pickup and you would loosen the screw to raise the pickup. So now I'll remeasure and see where I am on my heights. So I'm right at a 1/16 there, and I'm right at a 1/16 there. So my high and low are both at a 1/16. So now I'm going to go ahead and set my neck pickup to 3/32, and this is way too close. So I'm going to drop this down. So I'm loosening the screw to lower the pickup. Let's go a tiny bit more. That looks good on that side. Okay, so now I've got both of them set at 3/32 on the neck pickup. So what I'll do is I'll turn on my amp. and just give a little listen. So when your pickups are correctly adjusted, you're going to have a good full output. You're going to have a nice solid tone. They're not going to sound weak or thin. So we'll listen to the bridge pickup first. Then we can flip over to the neck. Those sound very even volume-wise. So what you're looking for is when you switch between the pickups, you don't get a drastic jump in volume. So these are really well balanced. They have a good tone between the two pickups. One's not too trebly, one's not too bassy. So it's a nice sounding guitar. So if you did find that maybe your neck pickup sounded a little bassy or a little trebly, you can drop one side and raise the other, lower the bass, raise the treble, lower the treble, raise the bass. If the neck pickup happened to be a lot louder than the bridge pickup, I could lower it further, or I could raise the bridge pickup. You just have to mess around. You know, if it's too quiet, raise it. If it's too loud, lower it. So for pickup adjustment heights on a Stratocaster, a good starting point is 3/32 away from the string on the bass side and 1/16 of an inch away from the string on the treble side. And you can set all pickups to that height. I often find that at that height, I like to drop the neck down just a bit, but we'll see how this one comes out. They all sound a little bit different. So I will push down my string at the last fret on the low E string, and I'm going to measure using my inches gauge on the corner here for my pickup heights. And I'm going to measure for 3/32. And this is just about right exactly at 3/32 on the bass side. And I'm going to measure for 1/16. It's much too close on the treble side. So I'm going to drop that down by loosening the screw, which allows the pickup to move down in the pick guard. Still a little too high. Okay, that's right. Let's try get my middle pickup. It's a little too high on the bass side. And let's check my treble. I can see that is too close. So you might have noticed I pushed down on the pickup. The way that these pickups are secured to the pick guard, they have a screw that goes through the pick guard, and then there's a piece of surgical tubing or a spring that pushes the pickup down pushes it down away from the pick guard. So if the surgical tubing gets a little bit compressed or the spring doesn't quite have enough tension, maybe the pick guard is shrunk and is pushing on the pickup cover a little bit, the pickup might not move by the spring pressure alone. So if you start backing your screw out to lower the pickup and the screw is backing out of the pick guard and the pickup's not moving, just push the pickup down and it'll snap it back down. You may find, though, that on a Strat, particularly, Telecasters sometimes use them too, and it's a problem on them as well, is the surgical tubing just degrades over time and it loses its ability to push the pickup down. So what will happen is you'll lower your pickup down and then it'll be loose and it will rattle. So at that point, you have to take off the pick guard and either get new surgical tubing to take up that gap, or you can just ditch the surgical tubing and use springs, which either way is totally fine. But you sometimes will notice that if a Strat pickup seems loose, you can pick it up and push it down. That means the surgical tubing has degraded and is no longer taking up that space. Lastly, on my neck pickup, that looks good on the bass side. And right at 1/16 on the treble side. So now that we've adjusted all three pickups, the pickup balance is very even between the pickups. This guitar has a 3-position switch which operates each pickup individually. That's very standard vintage Fender. A more modern Fender would have a 5-position. So you would have your bridge position, which is your bridge pickup only. Then you would have a second position, which is bridge and middle. Your third position would be middle. Your fourth position would be neck and middle, and your fifth position would be neck. So whether you have a 3-position or a 5-position, the adjustment process would be the same. You want to try to get your individual pickups balanced with one another. When I'm setting up a Strat that has a 5-position switch, I don't really pay a lot of attention to positions 2 and 4. I try to get the individual pickups working well with each other, and then usually the in-between positions just take care of themselves.
For detailed videos on how to use each gauge during the setup process, please visit musicnomadcare.com for all our how-to videos.